Hello again, folks. Quick ride out today to test this bad boy out. Look at that. I've got the old Insta in a weird and wonderful position. I've got a feeling it's going to oscillate, so I'm not sure I'm going to get great footage from it. But we're going to have a go. We're in the experimental phase, really. Just letting the bike warm up for a minute. I'm not going to do anything too exotic today, as always. A21 seems to be our testing ground. Just going to go down here to the first roundabout, take the right, probably round that roundabout back, round it again, up to Tunbridge Wells. Some like twisty-ish lanes there. Traffic's probably going to be a bit interesting, and then depending on how we feel, we might just come all the way back past the 1066 Cafe, Route 1066 Cafe, and then round that roundabout and home. So literally a jaunt up and down the A21. Start doing some more interesting ride outs, shall we call them, as time goes on, where we'll try and find some nice chippies and places to stop and investigate the local biking scene around here and stuff like that. But at the moment seems like we're kind of in a testing phase, really, just trying to get the cameras in a position where we can get some nice footage and just make the channel a little bit more visually pleasing, shall we say. So you guys are early adopters. We've got 111 of you now, mate. Like I say, it's not, the channel's never really been about trying to grow it to ridiculous heights. It's more about it's a hobby for me, and just showing the family what I'll get up to when I'm not flying aeroplanes. For those of you that don't know, my day job, I'm a commercial airline pilot for a well-known low-cost airline, captain out of Gatwick. So yeah, this makes a nice change. I'm a master of my own destiny, not at the behest of French air traffic controllers and whatnot. So yeah, that's good. Yeah, they threw me a right curveball actually a couple of days ago. Flew an aircraft to Gran Canaria from Gatwick, and halfway down there we get a message from a company saying, oh, by the way, French are on strike, cheers, and yeah, we sent you another flight plan, have a look at it. And we got down there, it's like, oh right, okay, we're going back down the oceanic routes. Fantastic. Brand new first officer, he ain't got a clue. I ain't done it for 10 years. I've done it loads of times, but I've not done it for 10 years because you hardly ever hit oceanic stuff out of Gatwick. So yeah, and it's all just changed in the last 2 months, how you get your clearances and stuff. So yeah, there's a bit of feverish manual reading on the way back. Figured it out, it's fine. But and it passed a bit of time, I suppose. It's a 4-hour flight. Turned into a, well, it should have been it was a 4-hour flight. With the oceanic, it turned into a 4.5-hour flight, and I think we got shortcuts and all sorts of stuff once we got back towards the UK. So we managed to do it in just over 4 hours anyway. But yeah, it passed a couple of hours whilst I was scratching my head going, oh my god, how'd you do this again? Yeah, all good fun. So yeah, quite nice to be on the bike where it's a bit more free and easy, and you know, just reacting to things on the road. Oh, it's a nice day. It's one of I prefer days like this. It's like, it's overcast, it's dry, but it's warm. It's like 20 odd degrees, or 20 degrees. It's kind of warm enough to do stuff, but not so hot that you just want to chill out. He was a friendly biker, proper waving at me. I like all that. I don't know why, I just do. I know some people are a bit like, ugh, not waving at other people, it's a little bit silly. I actually really like it. It used to be the same. I used to have an old Volkswagen Camper, and everyone used to, all the other Volkswagens, you know, the air-cooled ones at least, used to wave at you. Bit of tribalism, quite nice. Alright, we've got this about halfway on. The temperature's warmish. you doing? Forgetting I had a quick shifter again then. Still got a camera attached, that's a win. Don't fancy losing me Insta 360 somewhere down the A21, that wouldn't be cool. You stop him, thanks mate. Let's see what we see. Definitely getting some airflow over the top of this screen straight onto my chest. I don't think any of the screens I've tried so far are actually doing anything really, it's just about which one you prefer the look of. I don't fancy one of those big daft touring screens. Look where you want to go and all that. Right, we'll go all the way up to Tunbridge Wells now. We'll take it easy this time. Still got a camera attached. I thought it had gone then. Couldn't see it. Oh, it's mental. That was like a lost your car keys kind of feeling. So Goudhurst over on the right, it's a beautiful little village. I'll just try and get in front of this guy. Not going to beat that truck, I don't think. I think he's going to hold his position by the looks of it. Yeah, he is. Okay, we can nip in front still. He's buggered off. That's right. We'll just chill. You know, last time we did this road it was icy. January. Maybe. I remember not enjoying that ride particularly, but I was desperate to get this thing up to 600 miles so I can get it into its first service. Yeah, like you do. Yeah, so I've got the pole, the selfie stick if you like, that the Insta360 camera sat on. It's I think it's on one of the 1.2 meter poles, which might just be a little bit what's the word, a little bit thin, a little bit flexible maybe. It's certainly secured well enough. I've used the U-bolt, it's screwed well onto the footrest, and I've used a zip tie through the subframe, just or you know, the frame just up above back where the pillion seat goes. Managed to get that to clip on with the bungee attached, zip tie attached, which was a win. But I've noticed it's just a little bit flexible on the end, so we'll see. I watched the guy's content and he reckons you need to get the short stick really for this, so I just wanted to come out today and see if I need to spend that extra 30 quid. I'd rather not. You know, unless you need it, why would you, you know? So, but the only one I can find is like an 85cm one. I thought it was a 70cm one, but clearly not. Well, not at the moment anyway. So, in fact, if this doesn't work, I'll try one of them, add to my growing collection of photography accessories, and then we'll see what that's like. Oh, just in the wrong place, Mr. Truck. Never mind. It's mainly double whites down there, so you're kind of stuck, and there's a lot of traffic, so I think we are literally in a cruise mode down here, really. Cruising! I don't mind a cruise. I think I actually prefer it these days, you know. Get a bit of flow going and just cruising. I always find when I've gone down around somewhere going a little bit quicker than I would do normally, I always get home and just think, that's not really what I want to do anymore. And I think a lot of bikers have the same issue. It's like they all have good intentions of just cruising around slowly, and as soon as your visor goes down, then yeah, you end up getting egged on by the bike and the noise and the whole experience of it, and going a bit quicker than you'd want. Well, not wanted to, but a bit quicker than you'd intended. That's probably a better way to say it, isn't it? Is it worth going up to Blue? I don't think it's worth going to Blue Boys, actually. I think I'm going to spin it round at the well, we are going to go to Blue Boys, that's wrong, up to the retail park sort of thing. There's no point, I don't think, going up a dual carriageway. Bits of car debris in the middle of the road. Yeah, I think we're going to spin it here, mate. Let's spin it here. Let's spin it here. Why not? Let's see if this guy tries to take me out. Thought he was gonna, but he didn't. Oh, that's a shame. Mr. Bus has broken down. Yeah, it's still there. Still checking it. Right, he's coming up my inside. He's not. Alright. I'm getting too excited by trying to do the good truck at the roundabout. He'd get a bit upset with me for that, I would have thought. Yes, tunnels. We like them. That's 50 down here anyway. Let's chill. Let's chill. So just coming up to Bedgebury Forest. See the sign for Bedgebury, but all this on the left is basically Bedgebury Forest. It's a big old Forestry Commission forest, huge place. Got some cool little things in it. Got like a play trail, so you can walk around this trail if you want to get outside with your kids, and they've got climbing frames every few hundred yards. Let's go. They've got a go ape. It's my worst nightmare, despite flying for a living. I'm not very good on the edge of precipices. Don't like heights, but I don't mind flying. Figure that out. But the best thing for me personally is that we've got a cycle club in there, and they've made like 11 or 12 kilometres of single track. Now it's not the most challenging single track because it is kind of designed for families, but it's awesome just to be. You can buy maps. It's got red runs. They've got a black run. It's not really a black run. In fact, if you look at some of my really early videos from like 5 years ago, you'd probably get some footage of that place. But yeah, I'm going to dig the bike out and start getting fit again. I think start doing a couple of morning laps of that place. Might as well. I can literally be on a red run within like 5 or 6 minutes from my house. You might as well just think, well, why not? Play the game here a bit. See if I can just slot in here. Here we go. Oh, I do like motorbikes for that. None of this queuing malarkey. Or at least it minimises it. Alright, so this is a usual run that we do. So we'll nip down here and through Hurst Green, up past the route to NC6 Cafe, Marks Cross roundabout, spin it round now, come home, a cup of tea, and see what the footage is like that we've got on the Insta360. Hopefully it's usable. If not, and I'm going to be investing 30 quid in a slightly stouter short pole. Hello mate. Feels slow, but we are actually doing the speed limit. It's 50 down here and we're doing 50, so let's stick with that. You are in sort of farm shop territory around here, so you do get people just pulling out as well, so know your territory and all that. Even though I've got a quick shifter on this bike, I do find on those lower speed shifts just that little bit smoother if you use a clutch. It's a lot of fun, this quick shifter. I really enjoy it. It's not the most refined. I mean, I've never used a different one, I don't know, but when you hear people talk about them, I don't think you could ever put this into the category of refined. But yeah, it's fun, I like it. It's a whole new experience for me. I've never had one before. But yeah, real good fun. Oh, I always forget how bad this road gets down these parts. Stay there. It makes me nervous when people do that, because you never know if they're just going to pull out, or I don't think people realise how unmanoeuvrable a bike is once you get it actually under, going. I mean, we weren't going fast then, so it's not that bad, but if you don't stop well and you don't turn well once you get these things up to a reasonable speed, you've probably actually got low speed manoeuvrability, certainly on one of these. Good. traffic joining from a right up here as well, so slightly cautious about that. Here he comes. I was right to be cautious, wasn't I? What a tool. It's a bit narrow, this bit. It's alright. Oh god, look at his bumper, it's hanging off on the raft. But if one of these cars drifts to the right, and I had someone to kind of do that to me the other day, and it pushes you into this lot, and there's not a huge amount of margin, especially if there's a truck coming like that, so I think we'll just chill with the still. There's no rush, we're just having a little test. I'm not trying to break world speed records today. Taking in that amazing view without trying to rear. There's a nice lake down there. Again, never actually managed to get to that lake. Don't know where it is exactly. Need to figure it out and have a little go over there one of these days. There's the old famous cafe, full of vans today. Oh, there's a few bikes there actually, to be fair. Yeah. We're literally just nipping up the road. Goes into a 30 in a minute, as I'm sure everyone who's watched my videos before knows. Here it is. Nobody takes a damn bit of notice of them, but you do get the Rozzers up here sometimes, so it's worth just having a little bit of that in the back of your mind. And then we'll spin it round and roundabout and go home. Cup of tea, like we said earlier, why not? All the cherry sellers and everything are out in force. Just burbling like mad, isn't it? Alright, see if this van wants a second bite of the cherry off me. What's that? A sunbeam. Very nice. Gets very busy in the summer, this road, on bank holidays and weekends, because you just get all the beach traffic heading down towards Hastings for the old traditional seaside resort. It's a shame we missed May Day this year. It absolutely tipped it down. I just thought, that doesn't sound like fun. And then they closed the road because I think it was one of the guys who was part of it organised, actually. Don't know what happens exactly, but he ended up in some sort of RTA and killed himself, so, or got killed more to the point, so not ideal. That will like a gap. I reckon we can have it. Better, innit? Bit of open road in front of us now. Not to go crazy. Like I say, there's just too much traffic really to commit totally to a ridiculous lap time. It's just nice to be out. Hello Magpie. Give him a little salute. Don't do it. Cool. It's the same stretch of road every time. It's like a flipping an undulating piece of land, a bit like a motocross track. It basically, it's like a roller coaster. It sends you up out. It makes you go very light in your seat, which is always a bit interesting. So the question is there a 40 sign on the back of that? There's not, you know. They've definitely been playing with speed limits around here, but it's not quite as consistent or coherent as you would probably like. So it's like, what's 40, what's 50? I don't know. But yeah, it used to be 40 on this part, and it was just felt a bit slow, to be honest. This is that extra 10 mile an hour definitely makes a bit of a difference, I would suggest. Tempting, but no view. I think that's the difference between me as a 24-year-old rider when I had my old FZR, and as a nearly 56-year-old rider now. Is I just don't feel the need to take unnecessary risks, nothing to prove and all that. He says. I'm afraid if open road presents itself to me like that, we're having it. Well, that's another little short one, fellas and girls and everyone who's watching. Thank you. See what footage we get this time. I've got a feeling that's going to be bouncing around all over the place, but you never know. We might get some usable footage off it. If I do, I'll post it. If not, I won't. How's that? Yeah, thanks for coming for another ride with me, guys and girls, and see you next time.